You don't want to know how long it took me to record this video. I keep getting interrupted. Like, the interruptions were endless. This is why I record at 2 a.m. But I couldn't because I was sleepy. So I'm here in the regular morning trying to record for the 50th time. Yeah. So welcome to the Free K Q&A special. Yay! So yeah, thank you to everyone who has subscribed, whether you've been here from day one many, many years ago and for some reason didn't unsubscribe when I go on my multiple hiatuses. And if you subscribed just 5 seconds ago, hello, how are you? What's good? I'm fine, thank you. So this is all very relaxed, very casual, very unscripted. So don't expect any type of structure to these. That was probably a bad idea, but we'll see. Yeah, let's get into these questions. There aren't that many, which I'm thankful for because I could ramble on and I don't want to do that. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet, but we'll see about that. So let's just start. Moths Audio and Videos ask, which video of yours is your favorite and why? First off, go and subscribe to Moth's channel. He makes very interesting and informative videos. But yeah, back to the question. My favorite video has to be my two-parter on African spirituality and voodoo in the media because it took a long time to research. I watched a lot of movies and read a lot of things, books, articles, just a lot of stuff. I had to get through a lot to make that video, and it was really, I think in the end, even though there was some hiccups along the way, I made some mistakes like I said I would, but overall I can say I'm really happy with how it turned out. Doing the, I guess, primary research for it, such as consulting my mother for what she thought about the accuracy in certain movies, such as Yoruba phrases and words that were used, like whether I was saying it properly even though I thought I was, and she was just like, And even though I did watch things I did not like at all, I watched things I ended up enjoying, things I never watched before, such as Blackula and Scream, Blackula Scream. You know, I guess because of the name, I kind of wrote it off like, oh, it's another cheesy blaxploitation movie. And yeah, it is, but it was quite enjoyable. I really ended up liking it. And yeah, it was good. And even though I was making fun of Drums of Voodoo because it's so easy to make fun of, but it led me to the channel Real Black, which uploads a lot of old black cinema. So I was really happy to have found their channel. Thank you for that one, Moth. President Sasuke writes, aka Mandeep, aka Cherry Bepsi, aka my mutual fave. Okay, listen, subscribe to Cherry Bepsi. She has some great videos and, you know, really, really informative and interesting videos. Like, I've learned so much about, like, Indian cinema. Honestly, go and watch her videos. Go and subscribe to her now, ASAP. So, she writes, I already saw someone comment this on your community tab, but I'm going to second. How do you pronounce your channel name? Okay. So, my name is Aishyo. Okay, my name's Aishyo. My channel name is basically a combo of my name, Aishyo, and my other name. So I kind of like combined it because I remember my teacher like joking with me time ago saying that having a hard to pronounce name is memorable. And I was like, okay then. So I made that. I changed my my YouTube channel name way back in the day. And yeah. So how it's pronounced, honestly, I pronounce it like both ways. It can be Aishyo or Aishyo. When I asked the question on Crystal K's live, she said Aishyo, so I was like, okay, that's how it's said. But it could be said either way. So you can say Aishyo. Also, that can be like a pun because I'm shy, yo. Get it? No, that's corny. But yeah, it can be Aishyo or Aishyo, whatever is easier on your mouth to say. So that's it. That's the big reveal. Okay, that's it. All right, thank you for that, Mandeep. Okay, cool. Next question from Maury Vice, also asking how do I pronounce my username? Well, I just explained in the previous question, but yeah, that's how you do it. But shout out to you, Maury, because you've been rocking with me for a long time. I've noticed, I've seen your little no face Avi pop up a lot. So hi Maury, thank you. Not Zachary Quinto asks, do you like to play any video games? If so, what are your favorites? Yeah, I like to play video games. My favorites, I tend to be an RPG girl. I do love role-playing games. That love of role-playing games started with Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2. I played them on the PlayStation 1 way back in the day. I plan on doing a whole video essay about being introduced to RPGs and JRPGs from the start with Final Fantasy 1 and 2, because that's a game I've played, like the Final Fantasy series. I haven't played every single game. I've played, here and there, and I like Final Fantasy. I'm a Final Fantasy girl. But yeah, I like RPGs a lot. Dragon's Dogma, Dragon Age. I like a lot of story-based games. So adventure games I like. I really enjoyed Life is Strange 1, 2, and all the other spin-offs, and I can't wait for the new one. What other games do I like? I like a bunch of them. Play some fighting games here and there, but it's mostly RPGs and adventure games. Anything that can hook me in with a good story or interesting story. Dream 4 Chapters, I played that. Of course, I was a Telltale Games stan. I was so upset when I heard what happened with everything that happened. Harvest Moon, yeah, I really like Harvest Moon. Animal Crossing, just because they're easygoing games. I don't have to do too much, just like, life simulator types of games. I like dress up games. I mean, who doesn't like dress up games, right? Those are really fun. I am a Love Nikki girl. Yeah, I'm not sinking my money into Love Nikki. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. I don't have a addiction to it. I just like pretty clothes and stuff. Oh my, it's hard to think of it. I'm staring at my shelf full of games and I'm just thinking, what is that? I can't even see. Kingdom Hearts, obviously. If I liked Final Fantasy, of course I was gonna like Kingdom Hearts. I used to go hard for SSX Tricky back in the day too. That was my game. I really enjoyed that. Another RPG I liked was Dark Alliance and Champion of Noroth, because listen, we need more co-op games, couch co-op games. I want to play with people sitting next to me. I don't really play online unless it's with people I know, just because of the harassment and racism and sexism that you get from people. It's like, fuck you, I don't want to play with you, obviously. But yeah, I would usually just play with people I knew in life. Pokemon, a lot of nostalgic feelings about Pokemon. Used to play a bunch of free-to-play MMORPGs back in the day, so that would be in the mid 2000s when I was in school. There was like Perfect World. I don't know, is Perfect World still on? Is that still going? I hope it is. That was nice. There was one called Lost Chaos. I think it was Fly FF. There's a bunch of just think of like free to play MMORPGs of the mid to late 2000s. I was probably on there. I really liked Unraveled, Broken Age, Journey. I play a bunch of indie games, because the AAA industry is annoying, and I don't really trust a lot of games with a lot of big name games. I don't buy them at launch. I rarely ever buy games at launch because they're going to be riddled with bugs, namely because they push their developers to get this out on a certain date. And as a result, you have these massive day one patches. And I just can't with that. I'd rather just wait and see how everyone else is getting on with the game. Like, oh, this game is riddled with bugs. It has this and that going on with it. So I just kind of leave it as is and then return to it. If I'm still interested, I'll return to it a few months down the line, sometimes even a whole entire year when everything has been fixed, if everything has been fixed, and then I decide to buy it. But mid-level games, I guess are they called AA games? I get on that. I'm more likely to buy an indie game right off rip. But yeah, I have a wait and see attitude when it comes to buying a lot of games because, this is expensive. It's expensive, and I'm not gonna shell out £60 to get a broken, unfinished game that's telling me to get a bunch of DLCs and then it's riddled with microtransactions. Like, no. But yeah, I'm trying to think of other games. I'm just stalling here. Oh, Spiritfarer. Yeah, Spiritfarer is a really cute game. There was Dandara. I really enjoyed a bunch of games that have black girls in it. I'm like, give it to me. Let me see what it's about. So yeah, a bunch of games that were on Nintendo 64 I really like. F-Zero X, Diddy Kong Racing. Oh, Breath of the Wild, just like everybody else. I love Breath of the Wild. That was like the first Zelda game I've played all the way through and finished. Because the others, I only played a few Zelda games in my life and I never ever finished them because of one reason or the other. But that was the first one that I bought and played all the way through and really, really enjoyed. Like, just the exploration of that game. I mean, there's nothing left for me to say about the game because everyone and their mother and their sister and their brother have played that game. There's a billion jillion YouTube videos about Breath of the Wild that's out there. To this day, new, like, 10 more things you didn't know you can do in Breath of the Wild. But yeah, I really like that too. Yeah, it's hard for me to name games that are my favorite. I'm blanking on a lot. My favorite Final Fantasy game would be the ones that are set in Ivalice. That's my world. I love Ivalice. Yeah, but thank you for that question, not Zachary Quinto. This next question is from Cash. Go and follow Cash. He's also a YouTuber. He makes great videos. Go and subscribe to him. Cash asks, what are some of your favorite anime and what do you like about them? Oh man, I have a few. I'm just gonna I'm gonna just name some in no particular order just to keep this brief. Okay, Sailor Moon, obviously. The reasons why I like Sailor Moon, it deserves its own video, and that won't even be enough to encompass all what I like about it. Just with everything, whether it is the anime, the live action, the manga, the whatevers. It had a lot of influence on me, like art wise and story wise. Like it. People don't realize how deep it goes. Like, if you only know about the manga, like when people mention Sailor Moon, they only bring up the one that they watch, which of course is the old dub and Arc 1 and Arc 2. And when you expand on that, you realize like how far it goes and the mythology that was put into it. It's like, wow, I didn't realize that. Because in the latest movie, the one that came out, Sailor Moon Eternal, it has a lot of Greek, Roman mythology, like more in there. And that's why I really was interested in the Dream arc, because you had the Maenads and Helios and Elysion and all these other Greek and Roman mythology, especially in the Dream arc. And that wasn't put in the old anime. And that's why I didn't like that one as much. I still liked it, but not as much as I liked the manga, just because of the mythos and the mythos and the lore and everything behind it. So, and Sailor Stars and the Sailor Wars. Like, Sailor Moon is deep. Like, if you haven't read the manga ever before, go and read it. Go and read the manga. Go and watch it. Sailor Moon's deep. I love Sailor Moon. Been a fan since forever and will remain a fan forever. So yeah. Next one is Peach Girl, because Peach Girl came at the right time. I was 15 or 16 when I first discovered it. I think I was flipping through YouTube. Remember when YouTube used to have like 3-part anime back in the day? So I saw like the first 3-4 episodes on YouTube and I watched it and I was like, yo, this is some deep shit. It's got colorism in it. It's got like backstabbing, like bitches, two-faced bitches, like two-faced girls. It's very much teen drama with a whole bunch of shit in it, and that was really relatable because I was the same age as the characters. So I was like, oh, look at this, like it still fucks Psy for life. I know she's been kind of redeemed now. I haven't finished reading the continuation sequels, Peach Girl Next, the colorism teen drama. I watched the first 4 episodes on YouTube and I didn't see any more. But I found a website, because there was a whole bunch of websites back in the day, where you could just watch anime. And I found one. Like, remember Real Player? I am showing my age. Real Player. And then, oh my days. And VO and others. So anyways, the day I found it, I had school the next day. And I was like, I don't want to go to fucking school. I want to finish watching Peach Girl. And I was just hoping that it would snow, because it was really, really cold. So I was like, if it snows tomorrow, that'd be perfect. I get to watch it all day. My prayers were answered and it snowed the next day. School was cancelled. I ran downstairs. I remember running downstairs, making myself hot chocolate, coming back to my room, going on the computer and just watching the whole series just there. And fun fact, the creator of Peach Girl, Miwa Ueda, worked with Nako Takeuchi on Sailor Moon. She was her assistant. So, yeah. Then there was the fashion in Peach Girl. Like, it really was of the time, you know, that bubblegum type of look. Like, the art book for Peach Girl as well. Like, the clothes, my goodness, they are so pretty. Like, that's one of the, like, fashionable anime, I think, and like manga as well. Like, you know, people like to talk about Sailor Moon's fashion, which is obviously really, really nice. But talk about Peach Girl fashion, it's really cute. Like Princess Jellyfish and Nana. Oh, I also love those two as well. Yeah. Another anime that I really like is Michiko and Hatchin. I remember seeing the trailer and I was like, okay, she looks like a boss ass bitch. Like this girl, and you know, there were black girls, black Brazilian girls. Like, that was a madness to me. I remember calling my friend at the time in college, and she is black Brazilian. I was like, bitch, look. And she was like, oh my God, what the hell is this? You know, and we just watched it together, and it was really good. And there was a whole bunch of like references to even Brazilian cinema. Brazilian films like Black Orpheus, the 1959 movie Black Orpheus, which is really good. So yeah, Michiko and Hatchin is, if you haven't watched that, watch it because it was really good. Also, the colorism in there. Michiko, you light-skinned bitch, like, go and fuck yourself. You calling Jumbo and shit like that, but my friend, she was just like, oh, that's accurate, you know? Yeah. Watch Michiko and Hatchin if you haven't watched it. It's really good. Soundtrack is good too. The opening theme song, the ending theme song, I think I still have them on my old MP3 player. Oh, wow. I need to check that. Fruits Basket 2019. I loved Fruits Baskets. I mean, who didn't love that? It was like a bestseller. The manga was a bestseller on the New York Times bestseller. So, yeah, Fruits Baskets. I really liked how the reboot has gone. Like, the animation was beautiful. The song, the opening songs were really nice. The story, how they adapted the source material was so much better compared to the old one from back in the day. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the old one for nostalgic reasons and stuff, but you have to admit that this one is better. I'm sure the creator of Fruits Baskets would say the same too, because I remember hearing that she hated the old one. She hated it. And you know what? They changed so much. I can understand how she felt. Even color choices she didn't like. And let alone the story. But the old one did give us the theme song. Okay, last one before I keep on rambling and just start naming Beardem is the Studio Ghibli movie The Cat Returns, because it's the closest thing to a sequel that Studio Ghibli has ever given us when you think about it. So there was a movie called Whisper of the Heart, and there was a character called Shizuku who wanted to be an author, and she was working on this novel starring the Baron von Gickengerk, who is this statue of a cat in a nice white suit and has like really pretty jade eyes. So she was working on a story about him. And I always saw The Cat Returns as one of the stories that Shizuku wrote. And The Cat Returns is about Haru, who gets taken away to the cat kingdom after she saves a cat. Honestly, it's just really fun. It's, you know, it's one of those portal fantasies going into a different world, and you know, it's just a really sweet movie. It's one of my comfort movies that I really, really like. And yeah, this one, The Cat Returns, doesn't get as much love as some of the other big staple Ghibli movies that was directed by Isao Takahata and Hayao Miyazaki. This one was directed by Hiroyuki Morita, so that's probably one of the reasons why some people just kind of discount it. But I think it's worth watching. So if you have never watched The Cat Returns, give it a try. Honestly, watch Whisper of the Heart first and then watch The Cat Returns. Make it a double feature, because those two are one of my favorite Ghibli movies. So thank you for that. Thank you, Cash. Heartbeat Toya asks, your profile pic is really cute. Who does your art? And is your hair really purple? And why do you sound like Garnet from Steven Universe? Okay, let's break it up. I do my own art. I draw. I have an Instagram. I don't update it as much as I should, but my Instagram is here if you want to go and follow. My hair used to be purple. It's not anymore. It's currently grey, but I'm going to take these braids out. So it could be purple, it could be pink, it could be blue, it could be green. Depends on how I'm feeling and also depends on what's in my hair bag. But purple is my favourite colour, so I just leave it as purple as default. Why do I sound like Garnet though? Do I? I've got this question quite a bit in certain videos. Like, why do you sound like Garnet? Why do you sound like Garnet? I don't hear it. I don't think I sound like Estelle. Where I grew up and where Estelle grew up in London, it's not too far away. Like, maybe like one bus right away or a train right away. Well, it depends. I'm trying to think of like the TFL. Yeah, honestly, yeah, I guess we're same area, so it's not that surprising that we sound similar in terms of like slang or accent. But I don't hear it. I don't hear it. Maybe if I like sing or rap one of her songs, then you can hear it better. But I don't hear it. But thank you. I love Garnet, so yeah. Cola Darling asks, how do you pick your topics? Well, I don't really do anything big to pick a topic. It's just that if something interests me, I make a note of it, and if it's still on my mind, that's when I start doing the whole scripting process. I could be watching something, or I could just remember something out of the blue, or something that has been on my nerves for a while and I want to just talk about it, because even though it's been all talked out. Besides Sailor Moon, what other magical girls do you like? So many. Let's see if I can just name a few off the top of my head, because my brain's already going blank. Magical girls I like besides Sailor Moon, there's a bunch. Wedding Peach. I know people consider it a rip-off of Sailor Moon just because of the style of it and how it looks. And yeah, there's some similarities, even with the character design. But that's only because the character designer for Sailor Moon, Kazuko Tadano, worked on Wedding Peach. So, of course, they're going to look similar. Like a whole bunch of other stuff she worked on the 90s. But yeah, Wedding Peach is cool. Give it a chance. It's alright. Cardcaptor Sakura, loved it. Magic Knight Rayearth 2, worked by Clamp. Clamp is a doozy. What else? Super Pig. Super Pig is really good, really funny. Little cute anime from the 90s. Kiki's Delivery Service, obviously. When I brought this up to somebody, they were like, that's not a magical girl. She's a witch. I was like, witches were the first magical girls. Sally the Witch, she was the first one. Little Witch Academia, little movies and the series, I really enjoyed them. Pre-Tier, I really like that one. That was a good one too. The Pretty Cure franchise, Precure. Madoka, I do like Madoka. I thought the lore and the mythos and everything behind it was quite fascinating and interesting. For the most part, I did enjoy Madoka Magica, so yeah. Did I say Petite Princess Yusi? Add that in there. Some people don't include it, but I include it. Revolutionary Girl Utena. So I can't think of any others right now. I know I'm gonna be editing this and then kick myself for not remembering something. Okay, Pretty Sami just jumped into my head right now from Tenshi Muyo. There was a spin-off of Tenshi called Pretty Sami. The thing is, yeah, don't remember watching it in full, so I can't say whether I like it or not. I mean, I remember the one little special from Tenshi Universe, but I can't remember a full-on episode of Pretty Sami, so I'm not going to include it. But it's so weird how it just jumped into my head right now. That's so funny. Will you finish your Black Panther review? Probably not, just because I did finish it. I did, but then my computer completely crashed. Everything was gone and I was so upset. It's the reason why I kind of took a long hiatus from YouTube, because it was like, all my hard work is gone. Oh my days, what happened? I don't mind doing a retrospective. I don't mind doing a look back at it, a whole new video, but yeah, I don't mind that. How do you edit your videos? Okay, so I use Audacity to record, and to edit all the footage together, I use Premiere Pro and sometimes After Effects if I want to be fancy. Thank you, Cola, for that one. Here's another question from Cherry Bepsi. What did you major in at university? I did television production. I wasted my time, so there's that. No, it was fun. I liked it. Skills I learned there, I apply it here, so it's not a waste of time. I actually did use my television production degree, and you know, I do use it day to day as I make YouTube videos and do freelance work on the side as well. Top 5 anime. Pretty much answered this question earlier, but yeah, it was Sailor Moon, Peach Girl, Michiko and Hatchin, Fruits Baskets, and The Cat Returns. No particular order. It's gonna change. It'll change up. But for now, I consider them my top 5. As for weirdest flex, well, I don't know if this counts here, but I've never, well, no, I wouldn't say never, but I rarely ever lose a coin toss because I use that very old grift of heads I win, tails you lose. And it works 9 times out of 10. Like, it has worked so many times. Even recently, when I was at work and I didn't want to do something, I was like, oh, let's flip a coin. Heads I win, tails you lose. I always win because I'm scamming. Like I actually am Joanne the Scammer. And the thing is, I learned about this through an episode of Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Heads I win, tails you lose.
Heads I win, tails you lose. That's the oldest sucker bet in the world, man. What's wrong with you, man?
Years ago, the first time I watched it, way back when, and I've been doing it ever since. Not too many people catch on. So yeah, go and use it. Heads I win, tails you lose, and you can get out of doing most things. I got a few messages on my Tumblr, all of them anonymous.
Why you gotta be anonymous?
Anyways, let's answer them too. Not a question, but last year I was on YouTube a lot more than often and discovered plenty of nerdy black girl channels that have been around for years, but the algorithm never promoted. It was almost like yours didn't exist to them. Yeah, I agree. I remember hearing that there are no black women making X, Y, and Z videos on YouTube. All they do is hair and makeup, which always used to annoy me because it felt like they were mocking the hair and makeup girls. The truth is, we've always been here and the algorithm wasn't pushing us out there. I always used to say how I would get recommended videos by racist, homophobic, transphobic, misogynist before I'm ever recommended a video from another black girl. But you just have to do the digging yourself. You have to find them yourself. Because every once in a while, you do stumble on somebody, always happy for that. But you're going to have to dig and really search everywhere to find people. Unfortunately, what I do is that I look at who I'm following and see who they are following. Yeah, I check to see who my mutuals are following to find people, and I see who they're following and who are doing that. You end up finding a lot more people of all types and many channels on YouTube that, don't really, whose videos don't get the viewership that, they deserve, really. And that's what you have to do, really. But yeah, I agree with you, and Thank you for that. I liked your latest video on video game adaptations. Are you a gamer and do you plan on making video essays about video games in the future? Thank you. Yeah, I am a gamer. A lowercase g gamer. As in, I don't consider playing video games as a personality trait. Shade. Yeah, I plan on making videos about video games that I like in the future. Not anytime soon, but they'll be coming. What is the first anime you ever watched? Toei Animation's 1975's The Little Mermaid. I watched this one before I watched the Disney one back in the day, and I like this one a little bit better. It follows the source material of Hans Christian Andersen's tale a little bit more than the Disney version, of course, but it does its own thing too. And one scene that I remember just sticking out to me was near the end where the little mermaid, her name is Marina, she's about to die, turn into sea foam and all that, and her sisters find her and they tell her that we traded our hair for this magic dagger we got from the sea witch. Just stab the prince and you can come home. And Marina chooses not to stab the prince. So I remember reading the Little Mermaid book, and the prince in that story was a dickhead. He treated her like a pet. The prince in the anime, he's just a nice boy. But I still remember thinking, Marina, just stab him and go home. But no, she doesn't, because this is a children's movie and we can't have our main character stab the prince, who's just a nice boy in this version. And oh, the movie is available to watch on YouTube. But yeah, that was the first anime that I ever watched. My mum used to buy a lot of cassette tapes back in the day, and that was one of them. I'm thinking about starting my own YouTube channel. What advice can you give in making videos? I think the best advice I can give you is to make videos that you like making, because making YouTube videos can be fun, but also can be time consuming and boring, and it can take a lot of time. depending on whatever type of video you're making. So just like what you're doing, and don't try and do something that you don't like, but the audience has latched onto, because then they'll be expecting that from you all the time, and it's hard to deliver that. You're going to be known for that one thing, and if it's the one thing that you don't like, then don't do it. Let's say if you made a habit out of responding to the bullshit, people are going to be looking for you to respond to every type of bullshit and make videos about that. And you may not like that. Like, if that's your thing, great, go into that, have fun with it. But if that's not what you're about, then don't do it, because you get yourself stuck in this place, and when you try and deviate and go out of it, some people won't like that. So yeah, just try and do something that you like, because it is supposed to be fun, you know? So yeah, I hope that was some helpful advice. Alright, last question. What anime would you recommend to someone who has never watched anime before? Okay, whenever this question gets asked to somebody, yeah, I'm always so baffled by their answer, because it's like, really? Really? I remember when John Boyega was asked this question, and without even a second thought, he was like, Naruto. And I was just like, really? Naruto? All 7,000 billion episodes of Naruto? That's a lot of episodes. Naruto and Naruto Shippuden? For someone's first? No. Like, some people's answers just really be baffling me. Like, I remember someone said, I forgot who it was, but they were like, yeah, One Piece. One Piece has been going on since before time even began, okay? No. Oh my goodness. Like, I wouldn't even recommend Sailor Moon, or the original anime of Sailor Moon, as someone's first anime to watch. No, of course not. Okay, what anime would I recommend? Okay, so I definitely think that it's much more easier to get someone into a movie first than a whole entire series. A Studio Ghibli movie, just because they're universally loved and critically acclaimed, more often than not, if the person has never watched any anime before, they may have heard about Studio Ghibli just floating around somewhere. So get them to watch pretty much anything, whether it's Arrietty, Whisper of the Heart, Kiki's Delivery Service, Princess Mononoke. Maybe save Grave of the Fireflies for later. But just pretty much any of those movies, just to give them a taste. Then maybe after Ghibli, you can recommend them something by Studio Chizu. So something by Mamoru Hosoda, like Summer Wars, The Boy and the Beast, Ame and Yuki, The Wolf Children. Then maybe something by Makoto Shinkai, Satoshi Kon as well. I would also ask them what type of shows do they normally watch, because a mistake that a lot of people make when it comes to animation in general, really, is that they treat animation as if it's its own genre instead of a medium. So they either see it as kids, family-friendly stuff, or adult, raunchy stuff. Yeah, just find out what type of genres they're really into. If they are into teen dramas or 20-something-year-old drama, then maybe Peach Girl, Orange, Agretzko, which is more of a comedy, but it has some dramatic points in there too and is very relatable. There's also Paradise Kiss, Nana. So that's what I recommend them. Just find out what they like to watch and then give that to them. Once again, thank you to everyone for subscribing to me. I hope that I didn't ramble too much. We'll see how long this video is. I hope I answered everyone's questions to the best of my ability, and more stuff that I'm working on, a bunch of different things, different videos that I hope you guys like, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.